We're diving into the history, hidden value, and secrets behind the 1995 D Washington quarter. If you have a 1995 D quarter in your collection, you might want to stick around. This humble coin could potentially be worth a fortune. The Washington quarter series began back in 1932, commemorating the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Over the years, it's become a collector's favorite, with each quarter telling a small piece of American history. The 1995 quarter, minted in Denver, continued this tradition with millions produced, over a billion, in fact. But wait, why are we even talking about a coin with such a high mintage? Now, you might think, how can a coin that was minted over a billion times be worth millions? Great question. While most 1995 D quarters are common and worth just face value, there are a few extraordinary exceptions. Certain 1995 D quarters are highly sought after due to rare errors or perfect condition. Error coins, like double dies or off-center strikes, can drastically increase a coin's value. Even without errors, some of these quarters have been found in pristine, uncirculated condition, known as mint state or MS. Coins graded in the highest mint state levels, like MS-67 or MS-68, can fetch thousands, even tens of thousands at auction. Now, here's where things get really interesting. While high mint state coins can bring in thousands, the dream of millions lies with coins that have an extraordinary blend of rarity and demand. Picture this: a 1995 D Washington quarter in flawless MS-68 or MS-69 condition, or a unique error coin in top grade that could make collectors bid astronomical amounts at auction. In recent years, collectors have paid record-breaking sums for rare Washington quarters in top condition, with some fetching amounts that you'd never expect from a 25-cent piece. While there isn't a public record of a 1995 D quarter hitting the million-dollar mark yet, the market is always evolving, and unique finds can push the limits of what collectors are willing to pay. So, how do you know if you're holding onto a fortune? First, check for the D mint mark under the date. Next, inspect the coin's condition. Look for sharp details and minimal scratches or marks. If it looks perfect, you could have a high-grade coin. Then, check for any unusual characteristics, like doubling on letters or numbers. Error coins can look like regular coins at first glance, so look closely. If you think you've found something special, your next step is grading. Professional grading services, like PCGS or NGC, can officially certify the coin's quality and authenticity. This grade will be your key to unlocking its potential value at auction. A small investment in grading could lead to massive rewards if your coin has the right characteristics. Today, the market for rare and high-grade Washington quarters is hot. As collectors seek to complete sets in the best conditions, they're willing to pay big for the right coins. Auctions across the country are seeing record bids for high-grade and rare error coins. Even though it's rare, imagine if your 1995 D Washington quarter could be the next big find. Who knew a quarter could be worth so much? Before you spend that 1995 D Washington quarter, take a good look at it. You might just have a treasure in your pocket. We're diving into a story that could change the way you see pocket change. We're talking about the 1983 Washington quarter with the P mint mark, a coin that has caught the eyes of collectors and can be worth big bucks. Yep, that's right, millions. So, why is the 1983 P Washington quarter so special? First, let's explore a bit of history on this coin and what makes it so valuable. The Washington quarter series has been around since 1932, designed to honor George Washington's 200th birthday. However, the 1983 P version has a unique story. In 1983, the U.S. Mint didn't release any mint sets for collectors, meaning collectors couldn't buy shiny new quarters directly from the mint. So, if you wanted a pristine 1983 P quarter, you'd have to find one in regular circulation, which is very tricky. And that's just the beginning. Without special collector sets, pristine, uncirculated quarters from 1983 are incredibly rare. Most quarters you find from that year are heavily circulated, scratched, and worn. Finding a near-perfect 1983 P quarter is like finding a needle in a haystack. This scarcity drives the demand and value through the roof. In fact, A few of these coins have sold for thousands and even hundreds of thousands of dollars at auctions. And that's because collectors will pay top dollar for high-quality specimens from this specific year. So, how much is a 1983 P-quarter actually worth today? If your coin is in poor condition, it's still just a regular 25 cents. But if you're lucky enough to have a 1983 P-quarter in top condition, graded at mint state 67 or higher, you could be looking at a coin worth thousands, even pushing into the $1,000,000 range if it's flawless. One of these quarters in near-perfect condition sold for over $7,000 in the past. And as the years go by, collectors are willing to pay more to get one of these rare coins in top-notch shape. Now, you're probably wondering, how can I tell if my 1983 P-quarter is worth something? Well, let's go over a few tips. First, look for the P mint mark just above the date on the obverse side. Then, check the condition. Are there scratches, wear, or discoloration? The fewer imperfections, the higher the grade, and the more it's worth. If you believe you have a high-quality 1983 P-quarter, consider having it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. A good grade could turn a nice quarter into a gold mine. Quick fun fact, the 1983 quarter story doesn't end with the P mint mark. The 1983 D quarter from the Denver Mint also didn't have collector sets. While not as valuable as the 1983 P, a well-preserved D mint quarter can also fetch some serious cash. Other rare Washington quarters can also be worth quite a bit, but 1983 stands out as one of the best years for valuable circulation coins. So, there you have it. The 1983 P Washington quarter isn't just another coin. It's a rare gem hiding in plain sight. If you find one in great condition, you might just be holding onto a small fortune. We're diving into the fascinating world of the 1998 D Washington quarter, a coin that might be worth more than you'd expect. If you're a collector or just love discovering hidden treasures in pocket change, you're in the right place. Let's start with some background. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to celebrate the 200th birthday of George Washington. Originally intended to be a one-year commemorative issue, it became so popular that the design was adopted for regular circulation. By 1998, the Washington quarter had been around for over 6 decades and was still one of America's most circulated coins. That year, the Denver Mint produced millions of Washington quarters, each marked with the D mint mark on the lower right of Washington's profile. The 1998 D quarter stands out for a few reasons. First, it's part of the final years before the State Quarter Series launched in 1999. So, these quarters from 1998 were some of the last bearing the classic eagle reverse design that had been in use since 1932. This coin is made from a copper-nickel-clad composition, meaning it's 91.67% copper with a nickel coating on the outside. Now, while that composition might not be as glamorous as silver, it doesn't make this quarter any less collectible. So what about the value? Most 1998 D quarters in regular condition are still worth their face value. But if you've got a well-preserved or rare error coin, things can get interesting, very interesting. High-grade 1998 D quarters, especially those graded MS-67 or MS-68, can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auction. Why? Because as time goes by, it's increasingly rare to find these coins in top condition. Collectors and investors are willing to pay a premium for near-flawless coins that showcase the original luster and detail. Now, if you're lucky enough to find a 1998 D quarter with an error, you could be holding a coin worth much, much more. Errors like off-center strikes, double-die errors, and misaligned dies are some of the most sought after. A significant error can make a common quarter worth hundreds, or even thousands of dollars. Keep an eye out for anything unusual. Doubled letters, off-center designs, or die cracks. These features can all add significant value to a 1998 D quarter. So, if you think you've got a special 1998 D quarter, your first step is to handle it with care. Avoid cleaning it as this can lower its value. Instead, consider getting it professionally graded by a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC. A high grade can authenticate and significantly increase its value. show images of coins being handled with gloves and submitted for grading. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, the 1998 D Washington Quarter is a fascinating piece of U.S. coinage history. Who knows? Your next pocket change discovery might just be worth a fortune. We're diving into a truly exciting piece of American coinage, the 1999 D Mint Mark Quarter. This coin might just be sitting in your pocket change, but what if I told you that it could be worth an astounding amount? Yes, even millions of dollars? Today, we'll uncover the history behind the 1999 Denver Minted Quarter and explore what makes it so valuable to collectors. Let's start with a quick background on the 1999 D Quarter. This coin was minted at the Denver Mint, as marked by the D below Washington's portrait. It's part of the first year of the State Quarters program, which commemorated each of the 50 states in the U.S. from 1999 to 2008. The 1999 series included quarters representing Delaware, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Georgia, and Connecticut. The State Quarters program was a huge success, attracting millions of new collectors and boosting interest in American coinage. The Denver Mint played a key role in producing these quarters, ensuring that they circulated widely across the western United States. But what made the 1999 D Quarter a standout? Rarity is key when it comes to coin values. While millions of 1999 D Quarters were minted, very few are in pristine, uncirculated condition today, especially those that have unique errors or were graded at the highest levels. Coins with specific, rare errors like off-center strikes, double dies, or missing details are particularly valuable. Collectors will pay a premium for these unusual coins, sometimes fetching thousands or even millions at auction if the coin is in nearly perfect condition, known as MS-68 or MS-69. Believe it or not, some 1999 D Quarters with error varieties or incredibly high-grade preservation have already sold for tens of thousands, and in rare cases they might reach the million-dollar mark. For example, in auctions, collectors have paid top dollar for coins with unique minting quirks or exceptionally high grades. So, how can a 1999 D Quarter be worth that much? It all comes down to a combination of rarity, condition, and demand. The more unique the coin and the higher the grade, the more collectors are willing to invest in owning a piece of this historic series. Now, here's what to look for if you think you might have a valuable 1999 D Quarter. First, check the overall condition. Does it look almost brand new? Any visible damage or wear will reduce its value. Next, look for the D Mint mark and check for any unique features like doubling or striking errors. If you think you have a valuable piece, consider having it graded by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. A high-grade 1999 D Quarter that's nearly flawless could be worth a small fortune, while error coins with distinct characteristics could be even more valuable. So, could a 1999 D Mint Mark Quarter from the Denver Mint make you a millionaire? While it's a long shot, certain high-grade or error coins from this year could indeed be worth life-changing amounts. Always check your quarters before spending them. You never know what kind of hidden treasure you might find. We're diving deep into the story of the 1967 no-mint Mark Washington Quarter Dollar, an everyday coin that, believe it or not, could be worth a fortune. In this video, we'll explore the history behind this coin, what makes it unique, and how collectors are finding some 1967 quarters valued in the thousands, and even millions. So, if you have one of these quarters lying around, stay tuned. You might just have a treasure in your pocket. Let's go back to the late 1960s. The 1967 Washington Quarter was part of a special moment in U.S. Mint history. By this time, the U.S. Mint had just removed silver from circulating coins, transitioning to a copper-nickel blend. This made the 1967 quarter the second year of this clad coinage era. But something else was going on that year. The mint had stopped using mint marks for a time to discourage collectors from hoarding coins during a coin shortage. So all 1967 quarters lack a mint mark, regardless of where they were made. Now, you might be wondering, why are some of these 1967 quarters worth so much? Well, here's the catch. It's all about condition and rarity. While millions of these coins were produced, very few survived in exceptional condition. Coins graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC at the highest levels, such as MS-67 or MS-68, can fetch high values. In fact, a 1967 quarter in flawless, mint state condition could bring thousands of dollars, even nearing that $1 million mark if it's pristine enough and has rare minting errors. One of the biggest value factors in any coin's worth, especially the 1967 quarter, is the presence of minting errors. Errors like double dies, off-center strikes, or an improperly prepared planchet can drastically increase value. For example, a 1967 quarter with a major double die error on the lettering or date could be worth tens of thousands. And that's not all. Some rare specimens show unusual finishes, like proof-like appearances, although proofs weren't officially made in 1967. These unique quirks add to the coin's allure and collector value. The better the condition, the higher the value. Look for coins with minimal scratches or wear. Use a magnifying glass or loupe to examine details. Look for doubling on letters, numbers, or signs of an off-center strike. If you think you have a gem, consider sending it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC for professional evaluation. The demand for high-quality, rare 1967 quarters has driven some incredible auction results. Some coins have sold for thousands, even reaching record-breaking figures. Just last year, an MS-68 graded 1967 quarter sold for nearly $10,000. So, who knew that a simple 1967 Washington quarter could hold such potential value? Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, keep an eye out for this unique coin. Who knows? You might just have a piece of history worth a fortune tucked away in your change jar. We're diving into a coin that has captured the attention of collectors around the world, the 2001 quarter dollar with the P mint mark. Many are wondering if these quarters could be worth thousands or even millions of dollars. Could a 2001 P quarter in your pocket hold incredible value? Let's find out. First, let's look at a little history. The 2001 P quarter was part of the U.S. Mint's hugely popular 50-state quarters program. This series began in 1999 and ran through 2008, with unique designs for each state. By 2001, this series was well underway, and it featured quarters for states like New York, North Carolina, Rhode Island, Vermont, and Kentucky. Each coin has the letter P on it, indicating it was minted in Philadelphia. These quarters are unique not just because of the state-specific designs, but also due to several possible error varieties that can make them rare. Collectors love to hunt for these error coins because they can dramatically increase the coin's value. For example, some 2001 P quarters have been found with double die errors or striking issues that happened during the minting process. While the typical 2001 P quarter isn't particularly rare, there are some special factors that can make them worth thousands or even more. First is the coin's grade or condition. Coins that are perfectly preserved, especially with a grade of MS-68 or higher, can fetch a premium price. Graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC, these coins are rare finds and can be highly valuable. But here's the exciting part. Certain error varieties of the 2001 P quarter have actually sold for high prices. Some of these error coins include double die obverse or reverses, or even planchet errors, where the coin was struck on an incorrect metal planchet. Depending on the error type and the coin's grade, these rarities can indeed fetch tens of thousands at auctions. Now, let's talk about how you can identify if your 2001 P quarter might be worth more than face value. Start by inspecting it under magnification for any doubling in the text or design, particularly around Washington's profile or the state-specific design on the reverse. Look for any unusual marks, raised lines, or blurs that might indicate a minting error. The better the condition, the more valuable it could be. So be mindful of scratches, dings, and overall wear. If you think you've found a 2001 P quarter with an error, consider getting it professionally graded to authenticate its rarity and condition. While not every 2001 P quarter will be worth millions, error coins and high-grade pieces can reach incredible values. So, it's definitely worth checking your change or those old coin collections for these potential treasures. We're diving into a very special modern coin, the 2017 P Mint Mark Washington quarter. You might just have one lying around, and if so, you'll want to stick around to learn what makes this coin unique and how it could be worth a lot more than just 25 cents. Yes, you heard that right. A modern 2017 quarter with the P mint mark is catching collectors' eyes. Not only is this coin a part of history, but it's also special in terms of its rarity and value. First things first, let's talk about the history. The Washington quarter has been a staple of American currency since 1932, but 2017 marked a very special year. That year was the U.S. Mint's 225th anniversary, and to celebrate, they did something they'd never done before. They placed a P mint mark on quarters produced at the Philadelphia Mint. This was the very first time a P mint mark appeared on quarters minted in Philadelphia. Before 2017, Philadelphia quarters didn't have a mint mark, making this release a unique moment in coinage history. Adding this mint mark was a way to commemorate the Philadelphia Mint's legacy, and it marked a new chapter for collectors. Though millions of these quarters were produced, they still stand out due to this unique feature. Now, let's take a closer look at the design. The 2017 P quarter maintains the classic Washington quarter design. On the front or obverse, we have George Washington's iconic profile, sculpted by John Flanagan. The year, 2017, and the P mint mark appear below Washington's portrait, marking its special Philadelphia origin. The reverse design features the America the Beautiful series imagery, which varies depending on the state or national park depicted for that year. 2017 saw quarters dedicated to effigy mounds in Iowa, the Frederick Douglass National Historic Site in D.C., Ozark National Scenic Riverways in Missouri, Ellis Island in New Jersey, and George Rogers Clark National Historical Park in Indiana. So, how valuable is this quarter? Typically, a circulated 2017 P quarter is worth its face value of 25 cents. However, certain factors can make this coin far more valuable. First, collectors look for high-quality, uncirculated examples with minimal scratches or blemishes. Coins in top condition, graded as MS-67 or higher, have fetched hundreds of dollars at auction. But here's where it gets exciting. Some rare error versions of the 2017 P quarter have been discovered. These errors could include off-center strikes, double dies, or other unique minting mistakes. Error coins like these can increase the coin's value significantly, sometimes even reaching thousands of dollars. Collectors love unique mint marks, and the 2017 P quarter is the only Washington quarter with this distinctive feature from Philadelphia. Even if you don't have an error coin, finding a high-grade example could be a great addition to your collection. So, how can you find out if your 2017 P quarter is one of the rare valuable ones? Start by examining the coin closely. Check for the P mint mark on the front, and if you see any unusual features like doubling or off-center designs, it could be an error coin. To wrap up, the 2017 P quarter is a fantastic coin to look out for. Whether you're a serious collector or just curious about coins, it's a modern collectible with a historic twist. And who knows? If you're lucky enough to find an error coin or one in top condition, it could be worth a lot more than just 25 cents. We're diving into the history, design, and value of the 2000 P Washington quarter. This seemingly ordinary coin could be worth a lot more than 25 cents, possibly even thousands or millions of dollars. Let's find out why. Now, before you rush to check all your 2000 quarters, let's talk about what makes these coins special and which ones could hold surprising value. We'll look at their history, minting process, and the rare errors that make certain 2000 P quarters valuable. So, stick around. The 2000 P Washington quarter was part of the State Quarters program, launched by the U.S. Mint to honor each state. In 2000, we saw 5 unique quarters representing Massachusetts, Maryland, South Carolina, New Hampshire, and Virginia. These coins were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, indicated by the P mint mark. Each quarter's design was different, with beautiful imagery representing the featured state's history and culture. These coins were produced in massive numbers, but a small number of them hold high value today due to rare errors and minting issues. Now, as you might expect, with millions of these coins minted, a few mistakes were bound to happen. These mistakes are what collectors call errors, and some errors on the 2000 P quarters have made them extremely valuable. One of the most valuable errors to look out for on the 2000p quarter is the double die error. This occurs when the coin design appears doubled due to a misalignment during the minting process. These doubling effects can show up on various parts of the coin, like the letters, numbers, or even George Washington's profile. Look closely at the lettering on both sides of the coin, particularly Liberty and In God We Trust. If you see doubling, that coin could be very valuable. These quarters might look a bit off, literally. If the design is not centered, you could have an error coin worth significantly more than face value. Lastly, coins in mint state condition, graded MS-68 or MS-69, can fetch hundreds or even thousands at auction due to their pristine quality. Most circulated coins won't reach this value, but if you find one in excellent condition, it's worth looking into. So, here's the big question. How much could your 2000p quarter be worth? While most 2000p quarters are worth around face value, some error coins have been sold for thousands of dollars, and high-grade examples can be incredibly valuable. In recent years, some 2000p quarters with rare errors or high grades have sold for impressive amounts. For example, a high-grade 2000p quarter in perfect, uncirculated condition was sold at auction for nearly $5,000. And some ultra-rare error types could be worth even more if they're unique or in high demand. Examine the text on both sides of the coin for any signs of doubling, especially on Liberty and United States of America. Look at the alignment of the design. If it's off-center, it could be an error coin. If you find a 2000p quarter in excellent condition, consider getting it professionally graded. Mint condition coins can fetch a premium. Remember, while not every 2000p quarter is worth a fortune, it's always exciting to find a coin that might be. So check those quarters carefully, and you just might have a hidden treasure in your pocket change. We're diving into the fascinating world of the 1999p Mint Mark Washington quarter. This little coin has become a favorite among collectors and could be worth way more than 25 cents. Some even go for thousands, and yes, possibly millions under the right conditions. Let's kick things off with a quick history lesson. The 1999 Washington quarter was one of the first coins in the legendary 50-state quarters program, a groundbreaking series by the U.S. Mint that highlighted each state on the reverse of the quarter. The series started in 1999 and ran until 2008, creating quite a stir among collectors. The Philadelphia Mint produced over 800 million quarters in 1999 alone. So why is this quarter so special? Well, within this massive production, some unique errors slipped through, making certain 1999p quarters highly valuable. Collectors are particularly drawn to error coins, and there are some rare types of errors on 1999 quarters that can significantly increase their value. Asterisk, for example, double die errors, where parts of the design appear doubled, are highly sought after. Look closely at the lettering or George Washington's profile. Doubling can add thousands to the coin's value. Another rare error involves off-center strikes, where the design is misaligned. Off-center errors are rare and can drive collectors wild, fetching high prices at auction. Plus, there are a few coins with striking or minting flaws that make them one of a kind. Let's talk money. How much are these coins really worth? A 1999p quarter in average circulated condition may only be worth its face value, but a rare error coin in mint condition or with unique characteristics can fetch thousands, or even millions, if it's a particularly extreme case. For example, if you have a near-perfect coin or one with a clear error, you're looking at hundreds to thousands of dollars. Some of the rarest error coins from the 1999p series have made headlines by selling for huge amounts at auctions. So, how do you know if you have a valuable 1999p quarter? Start by carefully examining your coin. Look for any unusual markings, misalignments, or signs of doubling. And if you think you have a valuable coin, it's always a good idea to get it graded by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC to confirm its authenticity and condition. Grading your coin will also give it an official value, making it easier to sell to serious collectors or even at high-end auctions. If you have a rare 1999p quarter with a unique error in high grade, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Who knew a quarter could be worth so much? It's amazing to think that a coin designed to celebrate our states could be worth thousands or even millions to the right buyer. So next time you're going through your change, keep an eye out. You might just find a hidden treasure. We're diving into the fascinating story of the 2020 D Mint Mark $quarter coin. This modern coin is more than just pocket change. It has an intriguing history, unique design features, and a surprising value that might just blow your mind. The US $quarter has been a staple in American currency since 1796. Over the years, it's featured various designs and celebrated iconic symbols of the United States. But in 2020, the Denver Mint produced a special quarter that caught everyone's attention. Known as the 2020 D Mint Mark $quarter, this coin holds a special place in the recent series of the America the Beautiful Quarters program. The 2020 quarter was minted at the Denver Mint, represented by the D mark. This mint mark alone makes it interesting to collectors, as coins from each US mint have their own collectible value. But there's something extra unique about the 2020 Denver quarters. The 2020 quarters are celebrated for their detailed artistry, with a series dedicated to honoring beautiful national sites across the US. Each quarter features a unique design on the reverse, representing a national park or historic location. One of the most sought-after designs from 2020 is the Tallgrass Prairie National Preserve Edition, showcasing the rare beauty of the Kansas prairies. It's a work of art and a great tribute to America's natural heritage. Alongside this beautiful design, the D Mint mark stands proudly on the coin, signifying its place in Denver's historical production. Now, here's where it gets exciting. While most quarters are worth just 25 cents, the 2020 D Mint Mark quarters have been found to fetch staggering prices. Some versions of these coins are going for millions of dollars. So what's driving this value? The first factor is rarity. Only a limited number of high-grade 2020 D quarters exist. Coins graded MS-68 or higher by professional grading companies, such as PCGS or NGC, are extremely rare and can command top dollar. Some 2020 D quarters also feature minting errors or slight variations that make them even more collectible. From off-center strikes to double-die obverse, collectors go wild for these unique imperfections. With a surge in demand for modern rare coins, collectors are willing to pay huge amounts to add a pristine 2020 D quarter to their collections. It's all about finding those elusive, top-quality coins. So, how can you tell if you've got a valuable 2020 D Mint Mark quarter in your possession? Start by locating the D Mint mark just to the right of Washington's portrait. Then, check the coin's overall condition. If it's scratch-free with a sharp strike, you might have a treasure on your hands. To get a precise value, consider having your coin professionally graded. This will give it an official rating that collectors look for and could raise its market value significantly. If you have a 2020 D Mint Mark quarter, keep it safe. This modern coin has already proven to be incredibly valuable, and demand for high-grade quarters could grow even more in the coming years. So who knows? It could be worth even more in the future.